everybody, and welcome to the Low HP Club episode 3. Oh my gosh, 3 episodes already. Um, really? Really? um, uh, let's try that again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Low HP Club. I am your host, Kaya Riversong, and welcome to episode 3, Soundtrack to a Life. And I am joined today by the wonderful and my absolute beloved Sam Ramjam. Sam, say hi.
Hello.
And introduce yourself, Sam.
I'm Sam. I don't know what else to say.
Sam the Discord mod.
I don't really know what else to say. I'm me.
Yeah, you are you, and I love you for that. So today we are gonna be talking about music of all forms. Oh my god, that scared the living daylights out of me.
I had to, yeah.
You had to clear your throat.
Yeah.
You fucking throat goat. Anyway,
That's you.
Anyway, so we're gonna dive right in. Sam, what was the first song that you remember becoming obsessed with?
That's a good question.
It is.
When I was very, very young, I remember hearing some music for the first time and then getting it on CD and listening to those CDs a lot, but I couldn't like pick out one song from one of those CDs.
That's so fair.
Because I think I just listened to the whole thing like back to back.
Did you ever was this a thing in your country? I used to have one as a kid, and it was like our version of a Walkman, but like a portable CD player.
No, I did not have that.
Did you know of it? Did they have it in your country?
They probably did, but I think people were mostly into at-home CD players.
Yeah, I had a portable one. I remember it was like metallic, like lavender. It was good. It was good.
But it would have probably been something off of like some AC/DC CD that I had as a kid.
Damn. Okay, into the hard stuff early on. Okay.
One of the more hit songs maybe, but like I
So.
remember
Mhm.
I remember back when I started playing a lot of Call of Duty, back when during the Black Ops 2 era,
Oh my
um,
god.
one of the zombies maps that was released because I played a lot of zombies with a close friend of mine. Um, for the trailer for that, they used Avenged Sevenfold's Shepherd of Fire. That one, I didn't know what the song was, but I remember listening to the trailer over and
Yeah.
over again. But I didn't find out the actual song name until 2 years later, so I don't know if that one really counts.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I was a kid, I was just I was getting by, doing the best that I could with limited information and limited understanding of the English language.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair
So
enough.
I think that would be my best answers. I'm not really 100%.
I think for
Uh,
me, the first song I remember becoming obsessed with in itself, was a song by the Spice Girls. Are you familiar with the Spice Girls? I don't know if you
yeah.
are. I don't know if you're that cultured.
Who isn't familiar with the Spice Girls?
I know people. I know
Okay.
people that are not familiar with the Spice Girls. Um, but it's a song by the Spice Girls called Mama,
Mm,
and my mum used to sing it to me. And it's about like saying to like your mum that you know why they were so harsh on you, you know why they did the things they needed to do to protect you, and how in the time you thought there was the end of the world, and it was like a betrayal almost. But
yeah, because kids see
because
everything as
kids, yeah, we see as kids, I know I did at least, I saw everything my parents did and said as them being completely lame, and it was a personal attack.
yeah,
But when my mum used to sing it to me, and she said she used to sing it to my sister as well before my sister passed away. And it meant a lot to me, and it just became an obsession.
yeah. I mean, fair enough.
And I think it yeah, it kind of helped form my early interests in music. Was there a like, we're sort of still in these like early stages, like in the beginning of our love for music, because if y'all are listening and you don't know, both Sam and I have very deep love for music, and music has a really really big part in both of our lives. So
Yeah.
was there a time early on that, like a specific moment, that you realized music was going to be a huge part in your life? Like, I know for me, I realized when I was about 7 years old and I picked up a euphonium for the first time. And I was like, oh my god, this is great. I feel so cool. And I always knew then that being a brass musician was going to be a big part of my life. I didn't realize that I'd be still doing it now, like
Yeah.
18 years down the line. So I didn't realize how important it was going to be, but I knew in that moment that it wasn't just my love of singing songs and listening to music, but it was also the fact that I absolutely loved playing it too. And I think from then on I was like, damn, this is a really important part of my life. I can feel it. I can feel it. So was there an early point in your life, or like a specific moment, that you realized that music was going to be so important to you?
No, not really, actually. Surprisingly,
Wow.
even
That's shocking actually.
I don't think I ever had that thought. Um, even even like when I started playing drums in school for like music classes, like I'm a drummer, and in school, apparently I was the only kid who had a decent sense of keeping a tempo and rhythm, so I was always put on the drums.
I love that for you.
Um, don't patronize me.
I love that for you.
Um, but no, there wasn't ever really a time where I sat and I thought like, oh yeah, I really love this. Like I enjoyed playing. I always had fun playing, and I had fun doing all the projects and being part of them. But no, I'd never really had like the thought of like, yeah, this is it, because my brain was racing 11 other places. So I think like I never really fully appreciated what I was doing. I was just doing it because I thought it was fun, and for that reason, I don't think I ever had that connection. Um,
Yeah.
it wasn't until like, in my more recent years where I've started like doing um music and gaining a bit of an audience, and also doing like branching out and doing projects in many genres and trying to do scoring for people and stuff, where I've been like more like, yeah, I mean, I could try and make a career out of this and see if it goes anywhere,
Yeah.
equally equally, I'm still, even now, at a point where I don't know in what range of music. I want to try and pursue a career, whether it would be with personal music, whether it would be as part of a band, whether it would be with session work. Um, like even today, I still don't know exactly where I would want to focus my attention.
I fear that we would absolutely dominate the music market if we became a duo.
Potentially,
We would. I fear. I fear for the music market.
I fear for the market, but like I still
I fear
like
for the market.
yeah, but it's like
But
at this point,
you're
like
very good at your music. Like for those that don't know, Sam helped me bring my vision for the Low HP Club theme song to life. Sam
yeah,
has also done other music. I've actually played one of his songs when I've been streaming over here on YouTube. Haunted Mansion chapter. I have played that on stream as a BRB screen music.
yeah, I've started doing a lot of projects. Like if I look into my own, I have like my personal planning server. If I'm looking in there, I've got um one playlist of demos for a potential band that is ready. I've got that's an album I'm working on. That's an EP I'm working
Yeah, you
on.
got your EP that you're working on.
Well, I have this album which I'm working on, which is a like an experimental metal album.
Okay.
Then I've got this EP I'm working on, which is a hardcore slash experimental EP. Then I've got my theatrical metal album that I'm working on, which has turned into two albums because I have that many ideas. So that project in itself is going to be at least two albums.
That's gonna be
Um,
massive.
then I've got this EP that I'm working on. I've got this EP I'm working on. I've got this album that I'm working on. I've got this EP, which is turning into an album. You know, the one that I've been showing you stuff from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's basically turned from 6 to 9 songs now.
Damn, okay.
Um, I've got this album I'm working on, this album, this EP, this album, this EP, this EP, this EP, this EP, this EP. So, and that, yeah, so that's what, like 6, 7 albums
Don't.
and 12 EPs,
I can't believe you just said that live
maybe.
here on the Low HP Club.
Okay.
Why would you
So
say
it's
6-7 live on the Low HP
six,
Club?
seven. So it's a lot of albums. It's a lot of EPs,
Yeah.
and besides that, I'm working on a piece of music that'll be used in one of Vixie's videos.
Okay.
And I'm working on some pieces of music for you for your content, and
Yes, you are.
I'm working on some pieces of music for Sarm for his content. So all in all,
Busy
um,
man. Busy, busy man.
I have a lot of projects I'm like working on and having fun with, but equally
Yeah.
I'm at a point where like they're gonna take the time they're gonna take, and that's gonna be okay.
And that is okay.
Um,
I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself with regards to your music.
maybe.
But that was the most like insightful I've ever heard you been. You're like, it's gonna take the time it's gonna take, and that's okay. And I'm proud of you
I
for
mean,
that. That's really
that's what I'm
insightful of you.
that's how I look at my projects is that it's gonna take the time it takes.
But that's like we fall in two different ends of the music spectrum. Cause you do all your like digital music production and things like that. Whereas me, I play in brass bands. The brass band that I play with is about to go into the top section of the UK brass banding, the competitive brass banding scene.
Yeah.
I've been playing in brass bands since I was 7 years old. I've taught people that have now gone on to music college, that have gone on to be players in. I taught somebody to play the cornet in a brass band back home. They are now one of the top trumpet players of the Liverpool Philharmonic.
Yeah.
I taught them. Like, I taught that person how to play.
Yeah, they're sitting there now.
And now they're sitting there, and I love what I do. Like, I love what I do. I love going. Some people don't quite understand. You understand it because you're used to me with it, but like I look forward to going to band twice, if not more, a week.
Yeah.
I enjoy the pressure of rehearsals every single night, that like 2 weeks before a contest. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoy the camaraderie with the people that I play with in this band. Like I can't see me leaving this band until I'm moving out of the UK.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like this is my like to anybody listening from band, because I know a few of you listen. Hi, I love you. But I don't have any plans to leave the band that I'm with.
Yeah.
You know, and banding is a very close part, a very sort of a part of my life that I hold very close to my heart. It's a part of my life that makes me feel closer to my mom, especially because my mom taught me how to play, along with the help of you know this person, along with the help of Richard.
Yeah.
Also, Richard, you'll know that I'm referring to you. I love you also.
Mm.
But it's a very big part of my life. Some people don't understand the commitment to it. Some people don't understand why. Like even as a kid, I was choosing going to band over going to a party or going out with my friends. Sorry, I can't. I've got to practice. I've got to go to band. I made those choices, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful to where it has led me. But onto a different side of music now. Do you remember your first ever gig that you went to?
Um, I don't remember if it was my first gig, but I remember one of the first like gigs that I remember going to. Um, because I might have gone to something like with my mom in the past or something like when I couldn't really remember it that well. But at a decently young age, I went to we believe it or not, in this tiny town I live in, we used to have a music festival.
No.
It only ran for like 2 years before they couldn't make it work financially.
Fair.
But we had a music festival down at the sports parks. And at that festival, they had various different artists. They had some cover bands, and like whatever they were able to book with their budget.
Yeah.
But the year that I went with my mom, they had a Danish rock band that I really, really, really enjoy. They're called Magtens Korridor, which basically poorly translates to the corridors of might.
Okay.
Um,
I like that though.
they're like a rocky, like kind of punk rocky at the beginning, now more like a pop rocky as the ages have come over. Very, very good, solid band. They have some beautiful lyrics and some very, very poetic, very poetic lyrics and fundamentally very creative and good songs. And I remember that year I went to that festival and stayed out so far past my bedtime to see what was at the time one of my favorite, if
But
not my favorite
you
local
stay
like
you stay
in country rock
you
band.
stay out far past your bedtime even now.
Well, yeah, but back then that was a no-go. So
Now it's
so
a
I
no go, but you do it anyway.
so I remember going to that festival as like I
Yeah.
think I was like anywhere between 10 and 12. It was a very good time.
You started going to gigs dead early. I didn't. So my first gig, I've told you about this. My first gig was when I went to see Set It Off in Manchester.
Yeah.
When I was living like right across the other side of the country at the time.
Yeah.
But we traveled like all the way to Manchester, which is the most infuriating place in the UK, to go and see Set It Off.
I mean,
And
let me try and find what was my first like solo gig that I went to because I've been to.
when I went to Set It Off, I must have been 20.
Yeah. Let's see, what are we at here? Well, so my first solo gig. Um, there was nothing before then, was there? No, don't believe so. Sorry, just double checking these things. Yeah,
No,
my first
you're so good.
my first solo gig would have been in 2020.
Mm.
I went to a mini festival that we have called Spot Metal,
Mm-hmm.
which is they run every year, and they just show off a bunch of underground artists.
Oh, cute. Okay.
So I remember going to that, and then since then I've been going to gigs since that time in 2020. Um, the first time I played a gig myself was in 2022.
Nice. Okay.
Um,
I
but
win. The first gig I ever played, I was 8 years old.
yeah, the first gig I ever played was in 2020. With an old electronic alias of mine. I got booked by this Danish like organization that put us on um, an electronic night every few months.
Mm-hmm.
I got booked to play a slot in that,
Nice. Hell yeah.
so that was good
I
stuff.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Um,
been going to gigs ever since.
so on the topic of gigs, what is the best gig that you've ever been to?
Um, Good question.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying to
well,
pin that down.
there's a few that stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's gonna there's a very few mixed ones. Like
Okay.
I'll never be able to pick my absolute favorite gig. I don't think so. But I can pick a few that would make the top X amount
I
list.
think I've got two that'd make my top two.
So immediately I would have to go with obviously OCT we went and saw.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun gig. Loved
Mm-hmm.
that. Good time. Creeper, who we went and saw as well.
Mm-hmm.
That I liked how intimate that gig was.
Yeah.
Um, then I would have to go with Rammstein. I went to see them with my
Nope.
mom.
I refuse. You're making me jealous. I love Rammstein. You know that.
I went to see them with my mom on their
Mm-hmm.
last like big tour with the big stage. I stood in between all the four flame pillars. It was a very fun time.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Um, a local band I saw when they had their release of their first album called Neckbreaker. That was a really, really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then I would have to go with when I saw also one of more recent gigs. I saw Windrose with Sarm.
Mm-hmm.
They are a dwarf metal band. They had
Okay.
some good warm ups, but that was a really, really, really good gig. We had
Should,
a lot of fun.
should I tell you what? I'm really shocked hasn't come up yet.
What?
When you went to your first when you went to Ghost.
Well, that's about what is what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
And then of course I went to see Ghost last year on their
Mm.
Skeletor. Um, yeah,
Got a
that
lot
might
up
be.
there.
I have more gigs than I could count. I guess going to Gatecreeper as well was a really good gig. I
Mm-hmm.
went to see them on their Dark Superstition tour.
Yeah.
I went to see a Danish pop band with my mom called Hogwarm, which would translate. It's a kind of snake. It's a breed of snake. I think it's. Let's see. Actually, now I'm getting curious. Let me just try double check. It's an adder.
Okay.
So they would be called adder in English. Um,
Yeah.
Went to see them. That was a really fun gig as well. And then I also, with my mom and my sister, I went to see Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, I've seen
Um,
I think I've seen pictures of that.
yeah, that was a really, really good gig as well. So kind of also a mixed bag in terms of genres and stuff. And then, of course, putting it up there, all the 3 years that I've gone to the festival called Jailbreak.
Yeah. I was gonna,
with
yeah,
with
with
Sarum,
Serum.
and of course the time that we went to Epic Fest as well.
Hmm.
So like
So you can't
there's
tell
just
me you're the best gig you've
I
ever
can
been
I
to.
no I can't tell you one gig. I couldn't pinpoint one as the
I've
very best.
I've got three that are at the top of my list. And one of them is actually gonna shock you, absolutely shock you.
Right.
I think at the top of my the top of my list has to be seeing Creeper this year.
Okay.
Because it was my first time seeing Creeper. It was such an intimate gig. It was our first gig together.
Yeah.
It was
Mind
just
you,
all.
people would think we've been together for like years,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
but we haven't. We've been together for
Not yet.
what is it about to be?
It'll
It's
be
about to
11 months.
be
11 months in July.
yeah, 11 months in July. So
11
we've
months
been
in
together for
July.
10
Yeah.
and a half.
Creepers at the top of my list, and then OCT with you and Serum, and then
Yeah.
number three is gonna actually shock you. It
Mm.
is. I guarantee you're gonna be shook.
Mm.
Number three is when we went to see Hemispherectomy.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't understand a word that was being said, but the vibes were immaculate.
For
The
context, just
vibes were
those
so good.
those who know this kind of music will know, but for context, that is basically a hardcore slam band, a very local one, very small band, not known outside of the local scene. That I took Kaya to see, just because I wanted to go, and they happened to be in the country at the time, so I figured, you know what, we'll get an extra ticket, we'll get a go. Um, Ended up having a good time.
It
It
was a
was
very good. It was a very good time.
it was a fun gig, and one of the more tame gigs in that kind of genre.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
People were kind of bitches that night. I won't lie, but
They weren't throwing themselves into a mosh pit as much as they should be doing, you know?
yeah, but overall, very fun gig.
And then we've got a few more gigs this year, haven't we? To
Oh
to
fuck.
to pin down the ones we're going to together, at least
Well,
that
we've
we
got
know of.
well, we've
We've
got
got we've got Baby No Money, beginning of
yeah,
August.
and then Living
Living
Tombstone, end of
Tombstone,
August.
end of August, and then Creeper
Yeah,
again on their Off With Their Heads tour in October.
yeah, and then yeah, I need to it's over. We also, because you're gonna be here at the time, we're gonna go see a little 80s rock cover band when we have our town party.
Oh, I love the fact that I'm finding this out live as we're recording this podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the little tent. We're gonna get pissed drunk and just listen to really bad 80s covers.
Oh, I
Actually,
love that.
I say bad, but they're actually not bad at all. They're really, really good, and they've been playing for years. Because you remember that festival that I went to when I was like 12?
Yeah.
They played at that
What?
festival too.
Nice. Okay. But yeah,
They're called.
we're definitely gig goers, aren't we?
It's a little like local rock cover band. They're very well known locally, but nowhere else would anyone know about them. They're called
Well, that.
Nice Try. And they just play 80s covers, like 80s rock covers, like Ozzy Osbourne,
I love
fucking
that.
Alice Cooper, like, you know,
Okay.
we
So, what would you
we
say is? Have you got like a gig moment or a concert moment that you would say has been the most emotional for you? Have you ever cried at a gig? Has anything ever tugged at your heartstrings? Or have you ever just felt so overwhelmed with emotion that you could like pinpoint it?
several times.
I think
Um,
I can only think I've only ever cried at a gig once.
yeah,
And that was when I went to see Set It Off. There's a song that Set It Off from by Set It Off called Unopened Windows,
right.
and he wrote it just after his dad had passed away.
Mm,
And we went to see Set It Off just after my dad had passed away.
yeah, it's
And
very topical.
I'm stood there at the barrier of this Set It Off gig, bawling my eyes out
Yeah.
with my like my ex's friend on one side and my ex on the other, and I'm just stood there like bawling my eyes out. Because I was just like, this isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Yeah. But hey, so that was a good way to get it out, though.
I mean,
You
oh,
know?
defo, 100%.
And I don't know if I could. I mean, I have a few moments I can think of. For one, it was actually at Epic Fest. Um, I'm seeing Beast in Black, and they played their ballad "Ghost in the Rain." And I don't know why, but that one just kind of spoke to me in that moment. I was bawling my eyes out by the end of the song.
Aww.
Um, then Imagine Dragons multiple times during that gig. A
Yeah.
lot of this, multiple of their songs have been with me through various very negative times, and either given me the words I needed or the comfort I needed to sleep or
Yeah.
so many other things. Um, so hearing those songs live and experiencing that atmosphere, it was definitely overwhelming.
Yeah.
Um, and then surprisingly, one of them is Ailstorm as well.
Oh, I love
Um,
Ailstorm. Oh, I
I
love
went to
him.
see. I've seen them live, I think 4 times now.
I
But
hate I hate you.
at one of their gigs, um, Chris, the lead singer, he went up right before they played a song, which is their song "Nancy the Tavern Wench," which is if you know Ailstorm, it's one of their slower, more ballady songs.
Yeah.
Maybe the only one they have actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I would argue
Um,
so, yeah.
and he said that um, that was a song that he wrote with his dad,
Oh.
who had recently unfortunately passed.
Oh.
Um, and the whole room kind of came together to sing it at the top of their lungs and row in the pit and just have a really great time. And
Oh, I love
and I
that.
think and I think being part of that, even though I've never experienced that kind of very intimate loss, I think just being part of that and being in that atmosphere
Yeah.
helped and did some good.
That feeling of like passive emotion.
Yeah. So that would be like my standout stat, and then of course during Creeper when they played More
Yeah.
Than Death,
Yeah, we
because that's
we we both we
yeah,
both that
because
we
that's
both cried at that. And I think I will
in
forever cry at that song.
because in many ways that's also one of our songs,
That
you
is
know.
our song. Like
Yeah, and
that
then
that is our song, and that means so that I think that's also the only time I've ever like been like that at a gig, like crying and like dancing, like slow dancing, and it was just
I think Ghost as well. I can name 2 moments where I was either positively or emotionally overwhelmed. Um, at the very beginning of the gig, when they play those first chords
yeah.
of Peacefield and the curtain drops, I couldn't contain whatever was happening. Um, that was an amazing, amazing experience.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Um, and then during, I think it was during Darkness as well. They played Darkness.
Yeah.
That was also just for me. That was, yeah. Those two
Yeah.
songs, they kind of took it out of me.
Definitely. I can
So
imagine
I
so.
think I think those are what like I would say have been my like emotional moments. Maybe there was something during Rammstein as well, just because I've been listening to them for
So
what,
long.
15,
Yeah.
16 years as well.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, naturally,
But I couldn't
naturally.
but I couldn't tell you exactly when because that day is also so full of other memories and cool stuff. So
On the On the still on topic of gigs, moving slightly on to gig culture. I
Mm,
think gig culture is a really, really big part of going to live music events. And
right.
so many people don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
What
Oh
is
yeah.
what is one like rule of thumb, what is one piece of gig etiquette that you would give to everybody who's about to go to their first gig?
Well, obviously it heavily depends on the kind of gig that you're going to, because crowds behave different depending on what music is being played and
Yeah.
depending on the etiquettes and culture surrounding that. Um,
Obviously, you're not going to advise somebody to like throw themselves into a pit if it's not appropriate as such, but
yeah.
just like
If it's a
if there's like a general rule of thumb.
um I think the general rule of thumb that I would give everyone going to a gig is just remember that you're not important. Um,
Fair.
you are in the middle of a crowd of potentially hundreds of other
If not
fans that are
thousands
there,
of people.
if not thousands of people that are there for the exact same reason as you, that are there to enjoy themselves, support, have a good time. Don't
Yeah.
be the stickler who hogs the barrier and refuses to move. Don't be the asshole who stands in the middle of the crowd when the people are trying to have fun. Remember that regardless of where you stand, regardless of what you drink, regardless of like what you're wearing and what everyone else around you is wearing, you're gonna have a good time, but you're not gonna have a good time if you're sitting there with prejudice or standing there with prejudice
Yeah.
and you know
I
doing
would
that.
I would definitely agree with that. I think my big rule of thumb, and mine's a lot based on personal experience, and this is something that I would definitely make known to people. Just because a person's at a gig, just because a person may have had something to drink, or they're dressed a certain way, or like look at how I was dressed for Creeper, like fishnets and like a mini skirt and a mesh shirt and you know face paint and all this stuff and chokers and
Yeah.
collars and jewelry. Just because the person's at an event and they're dressed a certain way, may have had something to drink, they're enjoying the atmosphere, that doesn't negate consent. Like, you don't go up to somebody at a venue and take the opportunity to grope them or
That too.
to, you
But
know,
that isn't etiquette, that's common sense. So I would say that doesn't really count.
it does to me. It
Well, no,
does to
no.
me because
I
common
I
sense goes out the
understand.
window
So,
with some
okay,
people.
listen. I understand it's an important thing to mention. What I'm saying is, I don't think it qualifies as an answer to your question because your question was etiquette, and that isn't etiquette. That is common sense, and it's a crime to do otherwise.
There's a car
So,
alarm going off outside and it's distracting my train of thought. Anywho,
so I
um,
would argue, so I agree with what you're saying, but I think for this, I don't think it's a fitting answer to your question because
well,
that shouldn't have to be something you need to say.
well, yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right. You're right. I would probably then say, oh, here's one. If you go to a band, if you're going to a gig that explicitly has the band has set certain rules, like Ghost, for example, Ghost, no phones, no recording, period. Or if you're given instructions by the band, it's kind of like what you were saying, don't be the stickler. Follow those
Yeah,
damn instructions. If the band says move out of the way so we can form a pit, move. If the like Creeper did when they started Headstones,
yeah,
they were like move out of the way. There's a pit now. You know, don't 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 ignore that. If a band explicitly says no phones, no recording, da da da. Don't be that person that tries to get their phone out and sneak a recording. Don't be that person that tries to like dodge the rules or dodge what the band's asking you to do. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like
yeah.
there was a couple of people at the Creeper gig, I don't know if you spotted them across the other side of the pit, and they took so long to move out of the way because they just didn't want to move from their spot right close to the front.
Yeah.
Don't be that person, man. Don't be that person.
Like people are here to have fun, and whether you started at a barrier, whatever happened, like I get it. You waited in line for a couple hours to get that good spot, but this is a gig. Just go with the flow,
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
we waited
Yeah, we waited what, 3 hours?
3.5 hours or so.
Yeah,
Like sat cross-legged on a pavement in the middle of Liverpool doing
and
face
we
paint,
and we still had fun when we
and we
moved.
had a great time when we moved to make the pit. Um, and now I've got a few questions moving away from gigs, and these are
Mm,
questions that only you can answer. So, are you ready
okay,
to get your yapping voice ready?
all right.
What made you decide that you wanted to produce music as well as listening to it and playing it? What made you decide you wanted to produce it as well?
Um, Back in the Call of Duty days, um, another genre of music I got big into because of, the internet culture surrounding these gameplay montages and all that stuff was like dubstep and EDM music, like festival EDM, like the old stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and seeing all the clips from those festivals and hearing that music, I was like, yeah, that looks fun. I want to do that. Sucked complete doo-doo water at it for the first long time. And then about 2019, I started having developed skills enough to like make some decent things, have a decent sound. Started an alias. Kept that running up until about last year. Um, did pretty decent with it. Uh, so it really just came from from that internet culture of it came from that internet culture of like gaming montages with dubstep and EDM music, and I was like, that sounds cool. And then I delved more into that in its as itself as its own culture, learned some more things, and kind of started to develop a bit of an affection for that culture as a whole. And
I
then
love that.
as time has progressed, it's become more of just like a love for the culture of music production as a whole and music like composition and stuff like that. It's not so much limited to one genre now. Like in the projects that I read out earlier that I'm working on, all the albums and stuff,
Yeah.
there's gotta be at least 12 different genres, maybe 8 to 12 different genres in there.
Yeah,
And
that's wild.
just in the projects that I'm working on for, you various content creators, there's also four completely distinct projects in terms of sound as well.
Yeah.
So it's now I'm just kind of doing it to mess around, grow a portfolio, and really just have fun with the whole process. That's what mostly matters to me now.
I love that. And what do you tend to create more music when you're happy or when you're not so happy, when you might be struggling a little bit? I know for me, I with my writing, for example, I'm a lot more creative with my writing when my mental health is in the gutter. Like when I'm
Um,
all over the place, I'm much more creative with my writing. So do you tend to create more when you're happy, when you're content, or when you might be struggling?
it's a mixed bag. I will get a lot of ideas when I'm struggling, maybe write down some lyrics, but often I won't work on the actual project until I might be more motivated.
And
So,
have you ever had the equivalent of writer's block? Like
oh,
have you ever had the equivalent of like music producer block?
it would still just be writer's block,
Oh,
because
okay.
you write music, but
Oh,
yeah, hundreds of times. Some days I could, even if you put a gun to my head and opened me in front of my software, I couldn't make something. Um, Other days I'll sit down for 4 hours and make a whole song.
Yeah.
It is very hit or miss. I For some people, they are able to make it into a job where they sit and they can like give themselves working hours and then focus and do something. I couldn't do that. So even if I
Yeah.
was to make a career out of it, it would be like it would be on a it wouldn't be on an hourly basis. It
Yeah.
would
Oh,
be
yeah. It'll be more on like a
project per project
yeah
basis.
project basis.
So yeah, I would say that I'm consistently almost in writer's block. And I just kind of get these glimpses of not being, because I very often I
Yeah.
just kind of, it's not like I don't get the ideas, but I just don't know how to execute them. And then occasionally I'll have an idea where I'm like, okay, that one I can execute. And then if
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of something, I'll write it down and see where it goes, you know?
And just following on from that, moving on to sort of music and mental health.
Mm.
Um, I know the answer to this question for both of us. Has music helped you through difficult times? Absolutely.
Been probably the only thing sometimes helping me through set difficult times.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't really have a shitload of other stuff going on. I didn't have like a book, never been into reading. I
Yeah.
didn't have like,
Oh my god, you can read?
yeah, right. So yeah, I think probably since a very young age, music has been the only comforting thing that's been helping me through a lot of things, and not just like negative moments in my life, but also just general discomforts. Like taking tests in school, doing things in school. I was always nervous, uncomfortable, not really in the right space for it. I would put on some music and I would be able to continue working. Um, Music in general for me has been a lot. It's been a comfort, it's been a teaching aid, it's been a lot of things.
I love that. I
So,
think for me, it because music has become such a big reflection of me,
yeah.
it is so easy to utilize that to help me through the hard times. There's a famous quote, don't ask me to tell you who said it. I will add it as a text on the screen.
Right.
But I want to say it
So who said
was
it?
I want to say it was like
Mhm.
someone like Bob Marley. I could be wrong. I could also be right.
Right.
And it was basically along the lines of like where words fail, music speaks. Um, um.
Uh, it's a famous quote often attributed to the Danish author Hans Christian Andersen.
Oh, so I'm so far.
So not Bob Marley. No, actually, the actually the universally known writer from my country. Thank you very
I'm
much.
so far.
Not the fucking Rasta man. Actually, that wouldn't be it. Would it? He did reggae, but
He was a
is reggae
rast
the same as he was a Rasta? Was he?
yeah, he considered himself a Rasta man, and I
All right,
only
cool.
know that because he was my dad's favorite musician, and my dad used to oh, my dad used to walk around the house, and he had this Bob Marley like wig that had
Right.
dreadlocks under a Rasta
Oh,
hat.
oh no, no.
My dad was a bald man,
A very, but let's clarify it.
A bald British Yorkshire man.
A very fat white British bald
Don't
man.
call my dad fat, you fuck.
No, but let's just set the scene here, right? I mean,
He was
like
not fat. He was big
stocky,
boned, stocky,
and then with like
a stocky white Yorkshireman
with those like
walking
early 2000s square glasses that all men had.
with square glasses, who walked around the house wearing a dreadlock wig with a Rasta hat, and he'd walk
Yeah,
into the kitchen and go, "What's up, man?"
of course he would.
And then he'd quote from Cool Runnings, and
Right.
he'd walk into the kitchen and go, "Sanka, you dead?" And
All
I'd
right.
be on the other side of the kitchen going, "Yeah, man,
Yeah, man.
yeah, man, Sanka's
See,
dead."
But no, that was in fact a Hans Christian Andersen quote. So there you go.
Okay. Um, is there a song that always manages to pick you up?
Um, I don't know.
There is for me.
That yeah, go on.
There is for me. Um, and it's a song from one of our playlists.
Mm.
And it's this is really really quite embarrassing. It's um it's Piss, a love song from Has Been Hotel.
Oh, you love that piss, don't you?
Um, um,
You.
because no, there's a reason. There's a reason. Damn
hmm
it! Shut your
Yes, piss.
trap.
Piss is the reason.
No, the reason is because it takes me back to when we did it on karaoke together.
Right.
The very first time we did karaoke with you, me, Sarum, Vixie, Anne, and Dog Dog,
Yeah.
and our sweet pupper. And it's one of my fondest memories.
Yeah.
If not that, Razor Wire by Creeper.
Love Me, a song about decapitating.
It's a lifestyle, baby.
I agree. I don't know if I can like name a specific song. I think it depends on my mood. Sometimes I don't, if I'm down in the dumps, I don't really listen to music to pick me back up. I listen to music to
To
process my emotions.
You listen to music to make you sadder. When you're sad, you listen to sad
No,
songs to make you sadder.
no, but like
My
if
therapist
I'm
accused me of doing that.
if I'm if I'm down, I'm not gonna listen to music that picks me up because I don't listen to music in that moment to
Be picked up.
to escape my emotions. I listen to music to process my emotions. So I don't start listening to music that might pick me up until I've thoroughly processed what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So in that way, I think I'm actually like I would actually call if you're sad and you're listening to music to pick you back up. Personally, I would say that's on an unhealthy habit because you're using music as a tool to force yourself out of processing your emotions.
I
I think you
understand
should
that.
I think you should be listening to music to process your emotions, like as a tool to help you process what's happening, to help your brain accept it, and
Yeah.
then naturally move along from it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, a quick pit stop in different music opinions before we do our sign off because oh my god, we've been yapping for 50 minutes already.
Hmm.
What do you think is that is an artist or a band that is criminally underrated?
Well, I could name many.
If you
Um,
just had to pick one, like off the top of your head, don't worry, the others won't be offended.
hmm.
Shall I tell you? Do you want me to tell you mine?
Yeah. I
I genuinely think OCT is ridiculously underrated. Like, I have never been to a gig and had that much fun and laughed that much. And when I listen to their songs, they make me smile. But yet, every other person that I've spoken to about OCT, other than the lads, no one has a clue who I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah, I think so as well. Like out of all the artists, like they're a big artist, but I will probably have to say OCT as well.
Yeah.
Um, there are a lot of other artists that I think would deserve a spotlight, but um, I will agree that like OCT as a band are very underrated. But in that same regard, I have to at the same time, in the same bracket, put Creeper.
I wholeheartedly, completely agree.
Because you would actually be surprised to know, or at least I think you'll be surprised to know, that OCT actually has more monthly listeners than Creeper does.
No.
They have right around the same amount of Spotify followers, but OCT has about 319,000 monthly listeners, whereas Creeper only has about 111.
No way.
So I would argue that both of them deserve to share that spotlight if we were to
Oh,
put one on them.
100%.
Now,
Um,
ask other people, they would say something else because they listen to other music, but I would say OCT for everything they do, and
Creeper.
like they're both bands that bring a very 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 fun and very distinct show, and they bring an energy and a vibe
Yeah.
that is 100% their own, and that's something that they deserve some praise for, both of them.
Yeah, definitely. And what is your current hyperfixation song if you have one?
um
Like your current earworm.
I don't have a specific earworm.
I
um
do.
Maybe, I guess I've been listening to a lot of synthy music, dark
You
synth, stuff
no,
like that.
you've been listening to 2000s emo music.
No, I haven't actually.
Yes, you
No, I haven't. From the fact that I haven't. Um,
Mr. Wears Guyliner, you know?
I've been listening to a lot of synth music, so Carpenter Brute, Perturbator, Gunship, um, Ghost, and then. But I would say, like, if I had to like pick a song that I guess I've listened to more than others recently, I've also been listening to a lot of like 80s rock, stuff like that. So I guess if I had to pick one song that's been really stuck, hmm. Let's see. Okay, let's do in terms of songs that I've been really listening to, so I would go either Reach for the Sky by Firehouse or Looking for Tracy Zoo by Carpenter Brute.
Okay.
I'll send you the links to
Mine
both of those in case you want to put them up on your screen, up on screen when I say that.
mine has to be um Bad Girlfriend by Theory of a Dead Man.
Yeah.
How many times I played that on the Discord music bot over the last 24 hours?
Yeah. I mean, fair.
And um looking ahead in terms of music, what is your dream project? What is your dream project moving forward?
Like of something that I'm already working on, or like
Something that you're already working on, or something that you have not started to work on but feel like you would like to one day. Like, is it to produce for a video game? Is it to
there's a few.
get a regular spot performing live? What's your goal? What's your dream right now?
There's there's a few. I would love to score a video game. Equally, I would love to score a short film or something of the likes. It could also be an audiobook that I score. Um, like an audio novel or something. I would just like to start scoring, probably get some portfolio. As for music, I think definitely one of my dreams is to um one of my dreams is to perform live in some capacity, whether that would be alone or as part of a band or something. I couldn't tell you exactly where the dream lies because I've written music that could be played by a band. I've written music that I could perform solo. I don't know what the preference would be. I think I'm just gonna pursue all fronts at the same time, see where it takes me.
Hell yeah.
So
And call it cringe. Don't want the people knowing that we actually like each other, but I'll support you every step of the way.
yeah, I'm gonna do what I can.
To do what I can. I think for me, in terms of music and um, dream goals or next steps, I'm actually about to complete one. Playing in every section of the brass band leagues here in the UK. I started in fourth section. I've worked my way all the way up to where I'm at now, which is the top end of the first section going into championship next year. So I will have played in every single section of the brass band leagues here in the UK. Playing in the championship section is something that I've always wanted to do, something that I've always wanted to be good enough to do, something that my mum never got the chance to do. So I feel like not only am I fulfilling a legacy, but fulfilling a dream of my own.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to writing my own music. I want to write an overture. So, not but the difference is I score mine classically using Sibelius.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that is us for today's episode.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for being here, my love. I really appreciate it.
Of course, baby.
Y'all, I'm going to be linking Sam and his music down in the description box below. Please do go check him out. Find him on Spotify. He's also the composer of the Low HP Club theme song. Please give that a listen as well. Thank you very much all for listening. As for the next episode, I can't tell you that, because I ain't got a clue right now. I'll put it on the screen in post if it is decided before this release. But remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, love yourselves, love each other, use a healing item when you need one. And I will see you all in the next episode of the Low HP Club. Bye-bye!
Bye.